Welcome back to Quarantine Apologetics, defending the faith while under lockdown. I'm Alan Ruhl. I want to talk about a theory there's a documentary online and there's certain shows done by two people, Dan Gibson and Jay Smith. This is the Mecca-Petra theory. They're saying the original Mecca, or the Kaaba, the sanctuary where the early Muslims gathered, is not Mecca in modern-day Saudi Arabia, but Petra in Jordan. What they do is they try to show that all the early Qiblas, like the mosques, face Petra. Now, I think they can say this, because it looks like they do. They've showed it, and no one's really been able to refute it. I'm not impressed with the arguments of King, who's tried to answer him. So next is Jay. Now why? Now, for example, and they will, Smith and Dan Gibson will say, well, the Muslim sources are late; they're 9th century, and they've obviously been redacted, and so Petra's where the original Mecca was. First of all, yes, they have late documents, but at least they have documents. There are no documents that say the Muslims were in Petra to start out with. You can find some reference in the Hadith that might look a little more like Petra, but like honestly, that's not good enough for me to believe it, let alone the Muslims. Again, the Muslims have late documents, but Gibson and Smith have no documents. Now, they claim that these late documents have been redacted and edited. Again, there is no proof for this. There's speculation. You can have all the speculation you want, but at the end of the day, if there's no proof, you're not going to convince me, and you're not going to convince Muslims either. Now, I don't know what Dan Gibson's faith is or anything like that, but he's not really, I don't think he does apologetics to Muslims, but Jay Smith has been preaching to Muslims for a long time, and he is a big promoter of this theory. And I don't think it has the evidence, since Arabia, there was not a lot of writings in Arabia at the time of Muhammad. And in all fairness, we can't really do archaeology in Arabia until Saudi Arabia lets us do it, which won't be anytime soon. I don't see any reason for believing this theory. You can say the mosque face Petra because they've shown that. But the second you try to explain why, you're going into the world of speculation. And you can believe this if you want, but I'm going to show why I don't believe this right now. Maybe one day they'll have the evidence, but I don't believe they do now. It's speculation. I mean, if Jay Smith wants to claim this, hey, Muslims, all the mosques face Petra, and there's this theory, there's a civil war, and the Black Stone got moved, why is he not in his right to engage with speculation about our scriptures? Why not? Oh, Bart Ehrman says half of what is attributed to St. Paul he didn't write. Why are they not at liberty to do that if we're trying to say, oh yeah, but you guys have... I mean, it seems like a double standard. We often accuse the Muslim apologists of using double standards, and they do. However, when we do this, when we have no proof, and we only speculate, I think it's equally damaging to our side. So for that reason, I refuse to accept this theory as it is now, with the evidence they have now. If they have more evidence in the future, I'd be glad to consider it. But right now, it's 10% evidence, 90% speculation. So stay happy, stay healthy, pray the rosary, and yeah, quarantine will be over soon, Lord willing. God bless.